Hey, fourth grade, it's Mr. Russell. I'm doing math this week. I hope everybody's well receiving this video. I'm praying for you guys. I miss you. So, today's strategy is going to be about inverse operations. Our standard is 4.at.2 inverse operations. Our key strategy today is going to be working the problem backwards. So, we're going to work backwards. Inverse. Inverse means to do the opposite. Okay? So, our problem, let's read it. Add 9 to me, then multiply by 3. If you subtract 16 and then add 7, you get 27. What number am I? So in order to solve this problem, I said we're going to work backwards or do the inverse operation according to our standard. So I'm going to start at the end with my number 27 because that is the number that we get when we finish. So we're going to go backwards. Start at the end of the problem and go inverse to the front. So I'm going to start with the number 27. Okay. My next instruction going backwards says add 7. So the inverse of adding is subtracting. I'm going to subtract 7. If I subtract 27 minus 7, I get 20. That's done. The next strategy, operation says subtract 16. So what's the opposite of subtraction? Subtracting. The opposite of subtraction is, you got it, adding. That's the inverse. So we're going to add 16. If I add 20 plus 16, I get 36. That is done. The next step says to multiply by 3. I'm going to do the inverse. And the inverse of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 3. If I divide 36 by 3, I get 12. That is done. Last is the very beginning of my problem, because again, we're working backwards in an inverse order. It says add 9 to me. So I'm going to subtract 9. 12 minus 9 is 3. You're exactly right. So our first answer to our first problem is 3. What number am I? 3. Okay? And as you see, I used the cubes method. You remember that. I know you do. All right. Now, it's your turn. And so I'm going to show you something that you've probably never seen before. Parents, look closely, because this video was made on a Thursday, so I did a throwback Thursday for you. Ah, look at that. Chalk. Now that's a throwback for you for real. Parents, when was the last time you seen chalk? Scholars, I'm sure you've probably never seen chalk before. But this right here is chalk. Here's your problem. I'm going to give you some time. I want you to pause the video, and I want you to do this problem. No cheating. Pause the video. All right, you're back. Good. Let's read the problem. See what you got. Add 5 to me, then divide by 7. If you add 12 and then subtract 7, you'll get 10. Circle my numbers. All my key numbers. Hear that sound, parents? That's that good chalk right there. All right, so we're going to work backwards. Our last number you should have started with, which should have been 10. Make sure you can see me in here, okay? So 10, it said to subtract 7. We're going to do the opposite, the inverse. We're going to add 7 to get 17. That's done. I've used my answer. And then it says add 12. The inverse is subtract. 17 minus 12 equals 5. That is done. Then it says divide by 7. I'm going to multiply by 7 because that is the inverse of division. 5 times 7 is 35. Then it says add 5. My inverse to add is going to be to subtract 5. 35 minus 5 equals 30. That should have been your first and final answer. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you work backwards to see if your problem is right. Okay? So you're going to do the problem as it originally started just to see if 30 is still the answer that's supposed to be there. Good luck, guys. You got this. I know you can do this. This is easy. Throwback Thursday. Chalk. Feel the power.